everyone, welcome to another episode of the Stone Genius Podcast. My name's Ro, I'm the Stone Genius. You know me, I'm often stoned, I'm always a genius. Welcome back to the podcast. So, solo show, I can't believe that sometimes when there's a lull in guest participation, for whatever reason, I dread doing solo shows just because I don't know why. And I mean, I don't mind doing them. It's just, I know how they can be. They're all over the place. Hold on. I got something for that. Aw, thanks guys and gals. It's nice. Okay, stop. So, first of all, I need to say some thank yous. So recently, some things have gone on. I thought I was going to have the choice made for me that I would be able to pursue this full time. And not the choice made for me like in I won the Powerball, not that type of choice being made for me. Because I would probably do a podcast, but I mean, I would throw a whole bunch of money at someone and say, tell me when to show up. I'll do it. Anywho, anyhow, anyway. I needed to think if I am forced into the opportunity, trying to put a positive spin on this, forced into the opportunity of doing this full time sooner rather than later, I wanted to be prepared for that. So I reached out to my ex-SIL, my ex-sister-in-law, LaRisa Chambers. And she is director of development with the University of Georgia. And that is for me, that is nothing. The University of Georgia did not merit that, but as a Florida Gator, sometimes if I say University of Georgia, I will need to pause. If people are not familiar with the relationship between the Florida Gators and the University of Georgia Bulldogs, then unless you're involved, you can't explain it. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, I reach out to LaRisa. She was very kind to spend some time with me on the phone, basically as I rambled. Now, I will say I had just switched back to a very talkative strain. It was very much on display when I talked to LaRisa. So I would ask a question and go on for 10 minutes before I'd let her answer, kind of like I do with some guests. So I was very grateful for LaRisa's patience and the information she gave me. So I've mentioned this before. I am not a money-motivated person. Now, I like money. I have much more expensive taste than what my income would lead you to believe I should have. But my problem is if someone goes, do this, you can get more money. Money is not the ultimate thing for me. Like if someone said, sell this amount, then you can take off, you'd be how quickly I could sell that amount, because it's not about selling the amount at that point. It's about, I can take off when that's done. Sure, I want to take off. I would rather be anywhere else than here. So my problem is that let's use my OnlyFans account, for instance. So I have an OnlyFans account. I started it probably a year ago, and I have done nothing with it. I mean, I literally created it. Pretty sure it's still there. Haven't gone back and checked. It should be The Stone Genius. So I started it, but at my age, at 56, I said I would do things now that I probably would not have done in my 20s for money. But I didn't really mean that, because money does not mean, like I say, it's not the carrot to be dangled. It's maybe what the money can provide, but then you have to say, well, let's say like let's say a home, for instance. I am not a, would I like to have land to be away from people? Yes. And like have a ton of acres and then be right in the middle of that acreage so everyone's equidistant away from me at best case scenario or worst case scenario. I'm not sure which. But it, like, I would be more likely to do if someone said, oh, well, you want that, so make the money and you can make that happen. It's like, yeah, I'm all right. I'm good. But if someone, like if Bobby came to me and said, I want a gigantic house, I don't really have a desire for a gigantic house. But if Bobby did, then I would have a desire for it. So if someone came up and said, oh, would you work hard enough to get this house? I would probably say no. If Bobby's like, I really want that house, then I would probably do it because I want Bobby. So there's always something peripheral. So one of the things I started thinking about, so what LaRisa told me and pointed out was think about what motivates me to do something or how I can look at something differently. So I have always said that one of my greatest times of inspiration, I don't know why, is in the shower. I mean, probably because I'm free. I've mentioned my proclivity to be naked as much as possible. So in the shower, then I'm like, no one should be walking. Like if I'm walking through the house or something, I was, well, who was that? So like if I'm in the shower, I don't have, so maybe that's why I just feel I seem to be very creative in the shower and not like when Bobby and I are showering together. I try to be creative then too, but we don't do that because one of us is always going to be cold and one of us is always going to be hot. Now, I will let you in on a little secret. I'm going to be the one that's always warm. She's going to be the one that's always cold because I will hog the water. Because I get it. I'm a sissy. It's getting cold outside and it was like 55 a couple days ago and you would have thought my body was shutting down. That's how bad it got. Okay, let's hold on. So we're gonna go back here and we're gonna talk about. So I was trying to listen to LaRisa explain to me I hadn't started a Patreon account because I didn't. That's just not, for some reason, I had a negative outlook on that when LaRisa talked to me, and she does subscribe to a few, or I think a couple of different podcasts and contribute that way. She explained to me from someone that does that, why they do that and why they're glad to do it. So it gave me another way to look at it. So I was very thankful for that. And so here's what I thought about when I was in this, because then she's thinking about, well, you can do extra shows, like specials for Patreon members. So if they're a Patreon member, you do an extra show per week for them, or you do something merchant. So there's something extra that they get. So then I had this kind of epiphany that I was in the shower and I'm laughing hysterically, and I thought about how funny I was. So then I thought for my OnlyFans account, I put cameras into the shower so that because a lot of times what I am laughing hysterically about in the shower never makes it to the paper. I never get it written down. Now, for a long time, we did have I'm kidding you not, we had a board that I could write in the shower. So when I would have notes, because Bobby did that because I had a really bad time of saying, hey, Bobby, can you come here? And then I'd have her write it down. Like when I was showering, all of a sudden it became Mad Men and she was my secretary and she needed to come in and write down all my hilarity. So I'm thinking about what LaRisa said, thinking about, different avenues, maybe looking at so I'm in the shower and I'm laughing. So I'm already enjoying myself in the shower. And then it hits me, cameras in the shower. And I will tell you, I have a feeling the name of this is probably already taken. But if it is not, I call dibs. Now, I know that's not how copyrights, trademarks, things of that nature work, which is probably why I need someone smarter than me in that field to like help and be like, eesh. So I was going to call dibs. I know it's not technical. It's probably not even legal, but I would call dibs on taint cam if taint cams are already taken. So, I mean, so then you could, so multiple angles. So like one of them, it's in the shower and it's me, but it's like a waist up. So unless I'm jumping, and I am not jumping, I will just let you in. I don't want you to spend your money on Patreon incorrectly or unwisely for you. I am not jumping. Like in any case scenario. Like if an alien came and said, like, you jump, most people would say, how high? I'd be like, no, thank you. I just, not much. So we could do like a camera that's waist up. So that's like X number of dollars per month. Then you have like a camera that's up in the corner. See, I've given this a lot of thought. Thank you, LaRisa. I put it up there in the corner and it's shooting down so that you can, so everything's in full view. Because remember, this is going to be on OnlyFans. Oh, I guess it's not page. I don't know. See, I don't even know. I need, like, I don't want to be uploading the wrong video to the wrong format. I will tell you that. But that's probably what happened too. Anyway, so then there's a camera like more of a wide angle. And it's shooting, so, you know, depending on which way I'm facing or whatever. So then, first of all, you can pay like a tier of like, let's say $1,000 a month. And that's waist up. And then for $2,500 a month, and I don't know what the pricing tiers are. Like LaRisa and I didn't discuss that. So I may be off by a few dollars one way or the other. So for $2,500 a month, then you get the wide angle so that you can see everything, but it will be dependent on how I'm thinking of stuff I'm speaking. So depending on which way I'm facing. So then you also have a taint cam. So that's like $5,000 a month. Because see, the reason the pricing would be so high, and I do believe that's going to be a little bit on the high side, that then I only need like 2 or 3 subscribers, like one at each tier, and I am pretty set. I mean, if we're talking those 3 tiers, I'm making $8,500 a month over $100,000. I'm making 6 figures, right at 6 figures, with 3 subscribers. So yes, best case scenario, that would be perfect. And then I don't have to answer a whole bunch of, will you do this? Will you stick this in there? All that type stuff. So you would have waist up camera, and then you would have, so you get to see me shave. You would have the best close-ups while I'm talking and laughing. Sometimes I cry, I'm laughing so hard, but I will tell you it's difficult to see because I'm in the shower, which is wet. So it'll be difficult to see, but sometimes I do cry while I'm in the shower. Ha ha ha. Wah, wah, wah. Previous episode, I hope you understand the wah, wah, wah. And then we have a wide angle. And then we have the taint cam. No. Yeah, probably. Or should it be taint cam? No. Taint cam. And then, so as I was thinking taint cam, originally I was thinking it was going to be placed like down near the drain or something, so it's always shooting up. Now, I will tell you, this would lead me to want to be able to start tanning naked so I can do some taint tanning. I haven't looked. I'm going to say it's as alabaster white as the rest of me that's covered by the my Speedo-like swimsuit that I wear during the summertime. I will say that it's not tan. So once again, that could be a tier. Like you could have, if you're already paying taint cam tier money, you're paying that $5,000 a month. And honestly, if you think about it, most of you that are listening, you all spend at least $5,000 a month at a Starbucks. I mean, I don't know that to be true. I know Starbucks is expensive. I don't drink Starbucks, so I don't 100% sure. But it seems like $5,000. I'm just saying, if you had the choice, a cup of Joe, I mean, that's basically what Starbucks is, an elaborate cup of Joe, and you're spending $5,000 a month on that, because I believe that's what you're currently spending, or you had access to a taint cam, which basically meant that anytime I'm showering, boom, live. And I will tell you, I am not a quick shower. I mean, I'm not, if I say I'm going to take a quick shower, the quick shower is 15 minutes. I mean, the only way you're going to get a shower to go quickly is take my seat out of the shower. And if you're like, you have a seat in the shower? Yes. Yes, I do. Hold on. I do have a seat in my shower. So I used to have a seat and a footrest. So because I did, okay? I like to soak. So I'm spending a lot of time. So if you there's going to be a lot of, I would say, if you're a subscriber to Taint Cam level pricing, then, and you have that access, I would say that you will probably get an average of 15 minutes a day of Taint Cam footage. And I think because I haven't tested out Taint Cam, once again, I have a feeling that a Taint Cam may in some form or fashion already exist. But if I'm doing it, I may play around. Whereas is the best Taint Cam is that actually connected to the floor. So I'm basically, wherever I move, but the camera's stationary, I'm reframing. Or do you use like a remote camera that you could like almost like a holster for a gun, but in this case, it would be a holster for a camera that would be pointing directly up at my taint or taintular area, I believe is what we'll call it going forward. The taintular area is what the camera would be focused on. So I think that if it was connected to me, the camera, not the taint's, I hope, always connected to me. If it's not, I would say it would be one of the last realizations I have. If my taint and my being become separated from one another, I would say that I'm probably not in a good place at that point. I digress. So, but see, here was the deal. I'm already showering. I'm already funny. Basically, all I have to do is hit record. The same thing, I've been trying to get Bobby to do porn with me, and it's not really porn. Like, literally the only thing different I want to do is hit record on a recording device, phone, camera, what have you, and then make sure all of the proper documentation is filled out correctly, and then we'll upload it. I mean, we're already doing the act. Like if someone came to you and said, I will pay you, it doesn't matter. I'm so good with numbers, as you saw from my OnlyFans tiered pricing. We'll stick along the lines with that. So if someone came to you and said, I will pay you $500 for every meal you videotape. And you're like, I'm already eating. All I got to do is hit record. Well, yes, I will do it. I don't know why anyone would say no. And if they do say no, then you don't want to know that person. Because if you're already doing something and people just want to, if I thought my freakishly misshapen toes could bring in money, I would just snap pictures of them. And I don't even know where you post them. And I don't know how you make money with feet. But it is surprising as you get older, once again, as you mature, your views on things will change. What I would do for money now is a much longer list than what that list would have been, say, at 21. maybe the list wouldn't have been different, but the monetary compensation would be different. So like if someone had said, I don't know, you got to do this, and I may have said, oh, well, I'll do that, but it's going to be $10,000 because I was having to see whatever risk or exposure I was going to put myself in. I wanted to make sure that I was compensated in case things went sideways or south. Let's say the same exact, whatever I was just being paid $10,000 for to do at 21. If someone made that same offer to me now, I would probably do it for like a half an ounce of weed. Which right now, depending, is somewhere $100 to $200, depending on the strain that you're getting here in Missouri. So you'll see that it's changed drastically. If someone offered me a full ounce, I would not turn that down either. But it's changed. I'm not doing that it's not from 10,000 to an eighth. I'm not doing an eighth of an ounce of my fine flour. No. I mean, I still have some things, but I always say a life sentence at 56 is much different than a life sentence is at 21. Let's see. So 20 minutes in, 22 minutes in, thank you, LaRisa, my ex-sister-in-law, for taking the time to talk to me. And sometimes that's just what I need. I just need to, I'm not looking at it I'm just in the wrong point of view. And so I appreciate it when there are people out there like LaRisa, especially with me. I'm not always the easiest person to get along with, most lovable person. So I want to thank the people that are out there helping. And this time, LaRisa, thank you very much. Hold on. And LaRisa, I'll let this get creepy for you. You're welcome. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, LaRisa. That was so nice of you to help Roro. Thanks for being such a great ex-sister-in-law.
So, Rabid Wolverine needs to make an appearance. I want to paint a picture of Rabid Wolverine. I am not going to look to see what a Wolverine looks like. I think I might know. I think they're just angry badgers. I don't want anyone to correct me before. I want to paint a picture of that voice.
This voice, that's what he's talking about.
So that voice, I will paint a picture that should reflect in my mind what I see that animal looking like. And it is not a chipmunk. It is not anything, any way, shape, form, a chipmunk. So thank you very much to my ex-sister-in-law. And I guess I don't even need to call her that. I can just say thank you, LaRisa. Hold on. Dang it! See, I'm pushing the wrong buttons. I meant to go back to the clapping. That's what I get when I fat finger things. Okay, so we got other stuff. Let's see. What are all the I had a lot of notes for this. I was actually very excited about doing a solo show, and now that we talked about Taint Cam. Perfect. We need to talk about guests. So this podcast was featured on a website, and the website matches podcast with guest or potential guest. And they featured my podcast for the second time. It was funny when we were having our little back and forth. When I gave the description of what I was looking for, they said that doesn't really narrow it down. And my reply was, the title of the show narrows down the people that are going to respond to me. So they will see the Stone Genius. Tim Lytell and I talked about this because I do get a lot of grief about that. But he said, don't worry about them. And I don't. But sometimes, because I'm just so frustrated that Whenever people are upset, it's because the word stoned is in it. And I will tell you, you may think that you know more geniuses than you do stoners, but I guarantee you do not. I guarantee you that's the exact opposite. So let's see. Oh, here's a note. I was talking about my OnlyFans account, and I wrote the note, does God care about my OnlyFans account? I'm going to say no. Here's the deal. God doesn't give people buttholes if he doesn't want you to stick things in them. So, no, I do not think that God cares about my, let's see. I had notes in there about I was freezing and it was 55. I've already talked about that because I am, and this is not my words, this is Bobby's words. I am a princess and I can't have it be colder than 70. And I would agree with both of those statements. I do not like it colder than 70. I do not like green eggs. And I'm a princess, which I don't mind. Let's see. Aliens. I had written down the note. I've been thinking a lot. So sometimes late in the evening or later in the evening when I'm starting to wind down and I'm starting to get the first thoughts of maybe relaxing for the night, laying down, going to sleep, whatever. And I'm like, this would be a horrible time for aliens to show up. First of all, I don't want them to show up when it's dark because, you know, I'm old, my eyesight, and man, you know, I would just rather it be during the day. And first, I have made these notes. So if it's dark where I am, it's going to be light where someone else is. And so I don't want you to think that I do not care about you as a fellow human being, but I do not care about you as a fellow human being. So if they're going to show up, they need to show up when it's daylight, my time. Is that selfish? Yes. Do I care? No. Okay. First of all, they're aliens. If they show up during the day and it's my time and it's nighttime, your time, you have a lot more problems to worry about than what time they showed up. Because they showed up at night your time, and you're going to have to deal with that. Because I get to at least see them, hopefully. So I know that when I am picking the time for myself, most other people are screwed. Because I'm trying to pick, like, a good time for me would be for aliens to show up, like make contact, like first, like we're there's no like, I wonder what it is. It's like Independence Day, the original, like where you just look and there's a big thing above the city. So there's not like any guessing. Like, I'm not sure if it's aliens. It's aliens. Okay. So I would have to say like, so here's the thing. I usually, rarely ever, once a month, a couple times a month, eat breakfast. However, today I did eat breakfast. So here's the thing. If aliens are coming, I would like to at least start with a full meal. Because here's the deal with me. I can go a couple days, 3 days without eating, not a big deal. However, I can't be coming off of 3 days not eating. The aliens arrive and me have to go on multiple days of not eating. I would not. So I would not have to be fit. So there's a lot of parameters that I'm going to need the aliens to follow. So they're going to need to come here in the daytime. They're going to need to come on a day that I've eaten breakfast. And they're going to need to, whatever time they arrive, I've had to at least eat in an hour and a half before they arrive. I just, you know, I think it would be a short window. Like I would go up to, okay, it's all right if aliens showed up right now. And then, yeah, nope, gone. It's too late. They can't show up now. I also wrote down the note on here about The Arrival with Charlie Sheen. So I saw that on, I don't remember the streaming service, but I was watching part of that. First of all, if you have not seen The Arrival with Charlie Sheen, it's a sci-fi movie about aliens. I will tell you that the best way to describe it is his facial hair and his hair on his head is 100% 1990s. And if you go, I don't know what that means. If you look at a clip from that movie, you'll go, oh, I understand now. You won't be like, you won't have to interpret any further. You will see it and be like, yes, 1990s, I now get it. I will tell you though, with that facial hair and that, that movie, I could not take him seriously in. I don't know why. I just, buying him as anything more than someone who drinks tiger's blood. I don't know what he did. He did something, and he was all excited about it. I just couldn't take it seriously anymore. Speaking of aliens and things, I should talk about guests. I was going to do that, and I didn't. Have a lot of guests. So over the next few weeks, my attempt is going to be you'll have two, you, the listener, will have 2 interview shows with guests, and then hopefully 1 solo show. So you'll have this solo show that comes out. I'll have a couple of guests that will be on different shows throughout this week. So I'm hoping to have 3 shows out to you every week. And if you're like, that seems like a lot, well, I have some great guests coming on. I thought about this because of the alien. So recently I had Raven Willow on, who is an empath, a psychic empath. And she was on the program. We had a great discussion. It was so much fun. And then she wanted to do a reading for me. And she responded that my reading was done. But beforehand, she had said that my reading was big. She goes, past lives, alien DNA. So first of all, my head went to, oh, I'm part like alien. Like I've had alien lives before. So, which answers a lot of questions. I mean, it brings up a lot of questions too, but that probably answers a lot of questions. But then I was thinking, because LaRisa had pointed out how I was looking at like revenue streams incorrectly, maybe I'm looking at this incorrectly, and that the DNA of the aliens is not that I am an alien, but that's what they put in me when they were doing the anal probing. I mean, you would, if that's where they're going to be checking you out. And it seems over the last 40 years that your butthole is the easiest way to check people out. And I don't know, I'm going to ask a doctor that next time. Actually, the next time I go in for like a knee injury, I'm going to drop my trousers and be like, can you look through my butthole? I mean, if it's good enough for aliens, if they're going to travel across the universe and come to Earth, yeah, anyway. Let's see. What else do we have? Do we have any more? Aliens. Oh, that's the other thing. So if they were putting, maybe the reason that anal probing is so prevalent in the United States alien abduction scene is because they're trying to figure out why so many Americans prefer stank ass. Because I will tell you that if you have conquered space and time, I guarantee you they have bidets on their ship. No way they don't have bidets. I mean, I don't know gravity-wise how a bidet would properly work on a spacecraft, but once again, I would think that if you can get across the universe, then you can figure out how to keep toilet water in a bowl, bidet water in a bowl. So that's what I had written. Aliens and bidets, the reason U.S. citizens, Target, stank butt. So I put stank butt. because I didn't want to write ass. Actually, I did write ass as well. I didn't see it. So when I've been writing these notebooks, if someone didn't know what this was and picked it up, I don't know what they would say. Like, if someone, it was just sitting there, they were bored, they didn't have a phone, something, and they just picked it up on their own and started flipping through it, maybe read some of it, I don't think they would be able to determine what it is that they're reading. I don't think. They may think it has something to do with questions or an interview or something like that, but there's still a lot of white spaces there. So what I was thinking to generate some income is I am on my third notebook. Basically, pages front and back. Much of it is highlighted. The notebooks that I use are 100 pages, so that's 200 pages worth of notes that should be there, heavily highlighted throughout, arrows, diagrams. There's all sorts of fun things to look at. So what I was thinking is taking my notebooks to Sotheby's auction. I think I pronounced that correctly. And then putting my notebooks up for auction and then sticking such an outrageous price tag on it that someone would buy it. Like $6 million. So when someone's like, what? $6 million? What? And they're trying to figure out why it's worth $6 million, someone will swoop in and pay the $6 million to do it. Because sometimes it's the mystery, the air of, whoa, what's going on? You don't know. So you just want, if you overprice it, like you price it accordingly, like they would be worth less than they would be brand new because you would get it with nowhere to write. Like you would have, I take up a lot of the space, a lot of the margins. So I don't know whether I could get 6 million, but I think that I could get $1 million just from some dumbass that would bid on it just because they feel like it should be something, even though it isn't really something. I do feel like that would be, someone would do that. Let's see what else. Oh. So if there is a zombie apocalypse, or I guess any kind, if the grid goes down, even if shopping at a store for groceries becomes unavailable to an individual, to us, then what would we do? And so Bobby has complained for a long time that when I feed the squirrels that they are going to come inside the house. Because sometimes I'll leave the back door open, and because I'm a stoner, I will walk away from the back door. Now, we do have a Doberman that should protect us, should stand guard. Like, I left the door open, stand there and watch, please and thank you. Hold on. I think that's exactly what's going through her head. Anyway. Bobby thinks these squirrels are just going to come inside because I feed them and they'll come up to the back. Like if the door is shut, they will come up and put their hands on the door frame, the sliding glass door, and be looking in. Like they're like, "Oh, sir, could I have a cracker, please?"
Oh, sir, can I have a cracker, please? Okay, that I was trying to be a squirrel. It did not work out. It did not work out at all.
Anyway, so I started having this thought that yes, eventually the likelihood of a squirrel getting in the house will probably happen. I mean, you can only tempt fate. You can only leave that door open so often and walk away from it that a squirrel's not going to come in. At least that's how I see it. And then it's a free-for-all. I mean, I don't know how we would get it out. That being said, if there is an apocalyptic event and we find ourselves not being able to go to the grocery store and things like that, I started thinking that we would be set with squirrel meat for weeks because we could lure them in and it would not take much time. And we've been feeding them crackers. Now, I'm not going to say that they are horrible for their health, but we've helped them gain a little weight. So, I mean, we will be sitting pretty, eating squirrel meat for weeks. Now, I will tell you, the note that I wrote right underneath there was about the meat, because I always say that I'm a meat and potatoes type of guy. The only thing better than meat and potatoes is more meat and potatoes. I started thinking about this when I was talking about squirrel meat. I started thinking, I've never said what kind of meat. I've just said meat and more meat. I have never distinguished what type of meat. So I wanted to take the opportunity right now to say it's cow meat. Ground beef, steak, something, nothing new. I'm not going to use the apocalypse to start trying to widen my palate. That is not what I'm going to do. If anything, it narrows. And if there's no longer ground beef available to me, I don't think that I will be tempted by squirrel meat. I've talked about it before. I don't know the first sailor, most likely, that ever was shipwrecked and hungry, and they saw a crab, and they were like, yes, I bet that is good eats. Now, I will tell you, a crab tastes delicious, but I was going to say I would have to be pretty hungry to have tried that, but once that started coming out of my mouth, I'm not sure that I would try that at all. Not at all. Let's see. OnlyFans. I called dibs. I'm just going through the notes. Oh, yes. So ground beef, I'm announcing now because I've never said what type of ground beef or what type of beef. When I say I'm a meat and potatoes type of guy, it's just regular potatoes, like Idaho potatoes. I don't know. I want to say russet, but if I'm incorrect about that, I don't want to have a russet potato and go, what the fuck is this? And go, that's exactly what you wanted in an apocalypse. And then I'm like, no, it's not. So like a normal potato, whatever that is, wherever that grows, however it grows, normal potato. Beef will be ground beef, and hopefully it will be ground up already and not something that I have to deal with anything else. Let's see here. Doing a lot of shows. I mentioned that. I think that's about it. So, yeah. Yeah, those squirrels. Good eats. That'll be so this was the exact note. So I'm saying it now, ground beef steak from a cow, a moo cow. So that should be just as clear as the episode where I talk about when it's okay to pee on me. There are very, very specific parameters that would allow someone to pee on me, certain conditions, certain boxes that needed to be checked before I would say, okay, this is all right. I'm okay with this. The same with the cow meat. It needs to be moo cow meat. No other meat. Don't even try. I still, to this day, joke with Bobby because I don't eat wheat bread. I don't like the texture of it, but I will joke with Bobby, especially if it's been toasted or something, so it's not its brilliant white, as in white bread. But I do like making that comment about whether it's actually wheat bread or not. Ugh. After 27 years, I know that she would never give me wheat bread. And after 27 years, she knows that I would not eat wheat bread. So there we go. I think that's about it. So this was episode 242. Hold on. And like I say, continuing with this week, we should have 3 episodes a week set out for you. If you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe, follow whatever streaming service you use to listen to this podcast. Please utilize them to listen or to know when new episodes come out. I also am committed to getting you 3 episodes a week. I'm also committed to doing social media 5 times a week. So they will overlap with the shows that I'm doing as well. But I'm looking forward to the future with we have some really good guests coming on. I think you guys are really gonna like some of the talks that we've had. I know that I very much enjoyed them. So I want to say thank you to everyone that listens, supports this program. I'm gonna give you the chance to put your money where your ears are. And that'll be sometime soon. So look for that. And there will be something associated with it. Discounts on merchandise. We're going to have a merchandise store. There's going to be some other things. So I think things are really going in a good direction for the show. Thank you all for listening to the show. Thank you all for sharing this show, continuing it to grow. Every once in a while, I've gone back to look even at the number of countries that we're currently in. Took us a long time to get to 30. We're now at 43. It is funny. I can tell when I've interacted with someone from the High IQ Society and they may be from a country, and then I will see that country pop up, which maybe no one from that country had listened to it before. So that's an interesting side note as well. So let's see. Anything else? I think that's about it. Yeah, I did not get fired. So that's always a plus. And I didn't get sick. I did not get the COVID virus. So another good thing I am thankful for. Let's see. Next program, after this, if you're doing it chronologically, maybe a video program called My First Threesome. And yes, exactly what it says. It's not like it's a bait and switch or anything. Like it's like a gotcha headline. So like if you read the headline, it says the Stone Genius or Rose's first threesome. It literally will be my first threesome. So I'm looking forward to that. I will be separate from the ladies. So I'm not exactly... That's not exactly how I pictured my first threesome going, but we're gonna do with we're gonna work with what we got. So we got that one coming up. We have an author coming up. We have musicians coming up. So I'm really looking forward to those shows that are coming your way. If you all have any suggestions for guests, please let me know. You can always reach me at ro@thestonegenius.com. Thanks for listening to the program. Next time you're going to be listening to a great interview, hopefully, with Liv and Holly. Talk to y'all soon. My name's Ro. You've been listening to the Stone Genius Podcast.